Hey there, welcome back to another edition of Know the Good, Good to Know podcast. I'm Jordan, one part of a Positivity P-Pod, and sat opposite me is my co-star and amalgamation of good news, Ryan.
P-Pod.
We hope to bring some joy your way with some good news this week. Oi, hit us up with an intro, will ya?
Episode 10, baby!
Episode 10. Double digits.
Double digits.
Double digits. Feels like we're doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Should we start?
10's good, though.
Should we quit now?
We did well to get to
We've
10.
done.
I can't remember the fact. Was it 10?
What about 10?
That only like a certain percentage gets 10.
No, a certain percentage gets to 21.
Ah, okay.
So we've got a long way to go. We'll just jump straight into it because there's no point dilly-dallying around, is there? I started last week, so it's all down to you.
Okay, we're very scientific again, as usual from me.
I mean, I like science. It's a good thing. Like I said last time, all about that boffin business.
Boffin business. World first epilepsy device fitted in UK boy's skull.
Ooh.
So a boy with severe epilepsy has become the first patient in the world to try a new device fitted in his skull to control his seizures. I sound like I was having a seizure trying to say that.
Just a little bit.
So the surgery was carried out in October as part of a trial at the Great Ormond Street Hospital in London, where Oran, who is now 13, was 12 at the time. So Oran is from Somerset, and has Lennox-Gastaut syndrome.
Oh, you obviously didn't practice.
Lennox-Gastaut syndrome.
You really didn't practice, did you?
A treatment-resistant form of epilepsy, which he's developed at the age of 3.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. The neurostimulator, which sends electrical signals deep into the brain, has reduced Oran's daytime seizures by 80%.
Yo, that's loads.
That is a lot, yeah.
Just a quick pause.
Yes.
You're not like an old school sort of mental scientist guy, are you? Because last week you had the device that zaps your tongue. This week you've got a device that zaps your brain.
You know, I said I brought a new shed.
You can do electroshock therapy on people next time.
Yeah, are you been in my shed?
We're reverting back to
like
those.
A dungeon.
There's a creepy. What the fuck?
Oh, do you want to hear something creepy?
No. But go on, tell me anyway.
Can I tell you this?
I mean, maybe.
I'm going to tell you anyway.
Maybe.
So I was at work today, right? Obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was on a client call with a client.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say
Name
the client.
names.
I'm not going to say the company.
No,
just in case somebody from work's listening. Anyway, and there I was listening in. It was like a big study meeting with multiple different parties.
For context, if you've joined us on episode 10, Ryan's from a pharmaceutical background. And
I work in clinical trials.
Clinical trials, there you go.
And so I was in this meeting with multiple parties, like I said, and so they said, "Oh, one of the subjects has been discontinued, which means they've been removed from the trial."
So one of the people,
because it was found out they were masturbating in the clinic.
Fishing, masturbating.
What did I say?
Masturbating. You said it so posh. Yo, that's so weird. Wait, so back to your story. What the hell happened? I've lost you now.
So they were like, so it was found because they have to do like lab tests. So they test your urine.
Oh, okay.
You know, all your basic health tests.
Yeah,
to make sure that the subject is fit for the trial.
Yeah. Okay.
And apparently they had blood in their urine, and there was like they had like a high heart rate at a certain point.
Oh, so they get the heart rate monitored as well.
That's partly why I do ECG.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
And we asked him, and he basically came out and said, "Yeah, he was having a wank."
You admitted.
How bad is that?
I suppose you're in clinical trials.
I was like, I'm like lost for words in this call. Like, I was the only male on the call.
Oh.
So I'm like, I can't say anything. And one of the people were like, I wonder if he had like a bit of a kinky moment and put something down there. And that's why there's blood in your urine. And I was like,
oh, grim.
All right, please.
No, that's not a normal thing.
Don't unmute. Like, there's so many jokes going through my head at this time. Don't unmute. I know, right?
Nightmare. That beats the guy that sits on the toilet. That beats that funny story from ages ago. Yeah. Mate, what the hell?
I know, it was so weird. And at the end of the day as well, so I was like, is this real?
Caught beating his meat.
Is this real?
That's it.
Anyway, back to the story. So, as I said, Oran, he had daytime seizures.
Wait, yeah, you've gone to, so at your point, is increased by
decreased by 80%. Sorry, there we are.
Yeah.
He reduced by 80%. Before, He'd suffer several daily seizures, ranging from 24 to hundreds.
Jeez.
How awful must
24
that be?
a day?
Mm.
Mate, that's no life.
How awful must that be,
Yeah,
right?
that must be. Oh, ooh.
His mother told the reporters here that he's so much happier and his quality of life is obviously is much better now.
Massively improved, yeah.
So last autumn, prior to surgery, his mother explained how Oran's epilepsy dominated his life. So it's robbed him of his childhood, she stated. She told us that a range of different seizures, including those which fell to the ground, he'd shake violently, he'd lose consciousness, and she said he'd stop breathing, require medical attention to resuscitate him. So pretty bad stuff.
Poor kid, yeah, man.
In addition to this, he also does suffer from autism and has ADHD. So
He's got the whole...
there's a lot which can also trigger the epilepsy, bases on that apparently.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
He was part of what they call a cadet project, which is a series of trials assessing the safety and effectiveness of deep brain stimulation for severe epilepsy.
Okay.
So the partnership involves Great Ormond Street Hospital, University College London, King's College Hospital, and the University of Oxford.
Jesus, so everyone, all the academics are jumping in.
Big players.
Yeah.
And the neurotransmitter, is made by a UK company called Amber Therapeutics.
Hey.
I've never actually heard of them. I did look up.
I know you get excited when it's UK companies.
Yeah, I do. Big time. I mean,
Open Bionics.
As in the UK, we're good when it comes to
Tech. Yeah.
Biotech.
I do. Funny
Pharma.
you say that. You know how you say, obviously, you see a lot of correlating stuff.
Yes.
When we talk about stories. I was doing some research on UK's exports, mainly because it came out of like a political talk at work. Like people were like, "Oh, who are you going to vote for all the elections and stuff like that?" And I was like, and I think ended up getting onto Brexit and how Brexit affected UK exports and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that like a major export from the UK is pharmaceuticals, tech, and then quite a lot of medical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was mainly just sort of cars, which is on the list, but loads of other
I
stuff.
didn't think cars was that high.
Yeah, cars is actually on the list.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's boring.
yeah.
And
Sorry, back to your story. Sorry.
So epilepsy seizures are triggered by abnormal bursts of electricity activity in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Before the operation, Justine told us. Justine again is the mother. I want him to find some of himself again through the haze of seizures. So she just wants his boy back.
Yeah, I mean it's 13 now. He's got quite a good, decent childhood to sort of get through.
Yeah,
good years.
The surgery lasted around 8 hours, and it took place in October 2023. So not too long ago, a few months ago.
Mm.
The team, led by consultant paediatric neurosurgeon Martin Tinsdale, inserted 2 electrical inserts into his brain until they reached what they call the thalamus. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Yeah.
Which is the key relay station for neural information.
Okay.
So the margin of error for this lead placement was less than a millimeter. Have you ever watched TV programs of like the surgeons? My mum actually told me about this.
Like
she
brain
said,
surgery?
It's all sorts. They do spine, brain, just everything.
Anything
like
to do with
proper
that.
major heart
STEM.
surgery. Honestly, I don't think people appreciate surgeons.
Oh.
I didn't appreciate a surgeon until I watched that. I was like, it is unbelievable how fine detail they need to like navigate around. And it just, to me, it just looked like a mess.
Yeah.
Whereas they're like moving like tiny little bits. Like, okay, that's important. Let's just move out that way. That'll kill him. Let's move out of the way. Honestly, it's crazy.
I mean, what is it? This, as the saying goes, what is it? I sound really dumb now.
What is it?
Well, you don't have to be like the whole rocket scientist thing, but then you've also got, it's not that hard. You don't have to be a brain surgeon, and obviously, as the saying goes, they must be really fucking hard to do.
It's so weird though, because when they're doing the surgery in the brain, they're like literally like parting your brain. I told you about
you said about
brain
the
before,
dissection and stuff. Yeah.
Really
and
weird.
how it's really soft and really squidgy.
Yeah,
I mean, I know what you mean, but again, there's you got to be a brain surgeon. You got to be like fucking hell. Imagine how steady their hands are as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm shaky.
I'd be an awful brain surgeon. Oh, sorry, you can't speak anymore because I've just cut something.
The ends of the leads were connected to a neurostimulator, which is about 3.5 square and about 0.6 centimeters thick.
Mm-hmm.
The device.
Super
So
detailed.
it's placed in a gap in his skull where the bone had been removed. So it's like
Wow.
they took out the bone, and then placed the device into it.
Okay.
It was then screwed in the surrounding skull to anchor it in place.
Oh, so he's got a permanent device.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So deep brain stimulation has been trialed before for childhood epilepsy, but until now, neurostimulators were placed in the chest and the wires led up to the brain as opposed to being placed in the brain.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand.
The study is hopefully going to allow them to identify whether deep brain stimulation is an effective treatment for severe type of epilepsy, and is also looking into new types of devices which are particularly useful for children, which are implanted in the skull and not the chest, as we just said.
Mm-hmm.
He was given a month to recover from the operation before the neurostimulator was turned on. So they didn't switch on until after.
Probably ideal, yeah.
And when it was on, he said he couldn't feel it. He had to recharge the device every day via wireless headphones. How weird is that?
That's pretty cool. It's like a robot.
But he could just do that, he said, while getting on watching like TV and stuff. So that was no big deal.
Yeah.
7 months post-op, his mother said that there has been an incredible improvement. He's more alert, and he doesn't drop into seizures during the day. Like we said, it reduced by 80%.
80%, yeah, that's awesome.
His night seizures have also shortened and are less severe.
Mm-hmm.
So the surgeons and everyone said they're delighted with how it's been, and it's had such a huge benefit, and the treatment, how it's dramatically improved the seizures and the quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
And Oran has gone on now to have like riding lessons and take part in a lot more things he didn't previously or couldn't do.
Sick.
His family know this is a treatment and not a cure, but they're optimistic it will continue to emerge out of the shadow it's cast on his epilepsy, by his epilepsy. Just on a side note as well, that this neurostimulator, which is owned by the therapeutics company, is also using it to treat patients with Parkinson's. So hopefully it'll be a multi-use device.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, for most devices that we sort of talk about, I know it probably gets really boring when people listen to like all of the in-depth detail that we go into, but it's the aspect of he's now basically a walking case study, isn't he?
Yeah.
And it's just the progression of this
device. You say in depth, we scraped the surface in reality.
Oh yeah, I suppose true. If you listen to read the real articles,
we have to, when we see these articles, we have to really break them down to
stupefy them for
so
ourselves.
We can put them into layman's terms so we can explain it.
Yeah.
And then obviously to make it, or try and make it interesting.
Yeah.
But we find all this stuff interesting. I hope listeners do as well. But yeah, that was my story. So the neurostimulator to help the young child with epilepsy.
No, that's really nice.
And I actually got that from the BBC.
Oh, really?
Again, yeah.
Hey.
A nice story from the BBC.
Good old British people. British
Broadcasting Corporation
Corporation? Yeah, or whatever. So my story is about fungi. I'm just going to jump straight.
A fungi or fungi? Is it
Let me get into it. So I'm going to jump straight into the story. So my good story is about fungi who bubbles around in the ocean and eats plastic. So I've been doing a lot of generosity stories recently. A lot of sort of donations, charities, that sort of stuff. And it's all good stuff, don't get me wrong. But I'm an environmental guy. So I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about it every once in a while. This cool thing I found on The Bite, spelled BYTE, is about scientists who found a plastic-eating fungus in the Great Pacific Rubbish Barge. This is one thing I was going to look up. So I wasn't 100% sure, because when you hear things about this great big rubbish barge, whatever it is...
How big is it?
Well, I don't actually know. Well, the things that I've heard, this is what makes me think. So it sounds very conspiracy theory-esque. They say, or what I've heard is they said the island is the size of Texas.
Oh my.
So, you know, what I'm saying about, like, you know, it's a lot of rubbish. So I did a little research, and from National Geographic, I found that it's sort of true.
It's massive.
Are you looking at it?
Yes.
You got a picture of it up now? It's known as the Pacific Trash Vortex, and from Japan to the west coast of North America, there's a constant swirl of rubbish basically going to and from each place.
That is unbelievable.
The best thing is, it's sort of comedic, because the eastern rubbish is closer to America and the western rubbish is closer to Japan. Yeah. So it's sort of like a shit war between the two of them. Obviously, it's still bad. There's so much crap just floating about. And you know, we spoke about, I think on episode 5, my Heroes of the Week, Ocean Cleanup Crew.
Yeah.
Well, the best thing is they might not need to do this for that long. The fungus is known as Parengidontinium album. And it was discovered among the thin layers of microbes that live around the plastic pile. According to studies, it's one of 4 known marine funguses that actually are capable of breaking down and consuming plastic waste. So there's actually a few out there. I didn't realise when I found this story. I was like, oh, sick.
It'd be interesting to know if the impact of all the plastics going into the ocean and going into landfill, etc., has then
created
more of these fungi or through evolution.
Like Mother Nature trying to fight back, sort of thing.
Yeah, so in some aspects, yeah.
I mean, I, if you think about it, I suppose it is damaging the sort of water levels, or like maybe like alkaline or pH levels on water and stuff. So maybe it could. Who knows? So the dope thing about P album, I love how the article made it simpler for me to actually say, so I don't have to say Parengidontinium. It's able to break down carbon-based polyethylene, which is the plastic that's used in most common consumer products like water bottles, shit like plastic bags, that sort of stuff. The stuff that all those adverts say, oh, it's killing the world, which it is doing, don't get me wrong. The only problem with this is that the plastic has to be exposed to UV light, but
What do you mean?
So to be able to break down this plastic, or for the fungus to actually break down this plastic, the plastic has to be exposed to quite a significant amount of UV sunlight.
Wait, if it's plopping around in the
this
sea.
is what I was going to say. So it's sort of in the perfect place.
And it's Pacific, so it's warm. Is it the warm? It's warm, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I said, so it's sort of in the perfect place to be eaten by this fungus. It does state that it's not a fast process. That's the only thing. So when testing in the lab conditions, the P album only broke down UV treated plastics at a rate of 0.05% per day for every 9-day period that they tested it with. This is going to take a long time. So it's either going to take a shitload of fungus or a very, very, very long time to actually break down this massive amounts of plastic that's floating
Problem
around.
is then, I guess it's already breaking down by a natural process like being in the ocean, and then it's just going to get smaller and smaller and smaller and just sink to the bottom, right?
Well, if it's being eaten, I suppose it's then technically being turned into sort of a more bio waste than it is
what's
actual
the waste
plastics.
product of the fungi?
This is the thing that they haven't gone into yet.
Okay.
So I think it just sort of converts it into, I would say, just
Because
bio waste, really.
Or yeah, but
It's like
is it that then? Is that like micro plastics?
I can't imagine it'd be
what's smaller than macro? Macro level.
I don't know actually.
It is
Yeah, I suppose macro, because macro is microscopic, isn't it? Yeah, so I'd say so. Possibly, I'm not too sure. I mean, we could be making it worse by making it into microplastics, but at the same time, if it's breaking down larger plastics, then it's probably making it easier to work with, possibly. Or, like I said, it's turning it into a sort of more bio waste that is then
what does it look
becomes
like?
biodegradable. What, the fungus?
Yeah.
There's no pictures of it. Literally, on the articles that I read in, there was nothing. It was just words, which is surprising for me because I'm very dumb and I like pictures. So hopefully, between this fungus and the ocean cleanup crew that we were talking about in episode 5, we might have some clean oceans, hopefully, in our lifetime. I'd like to think that. Yeah, you got to stay hopeful.
It's only getting worse, though.
You've got to stay hopeful.
I know.
Granted, it might happen if the motherfuckers stop dumping all their crap in the ocean, but
what do you think would happen if we just poured it all into a volcano?
And maybe a really bad volcano. Might be I was going to say Yellowstone.
Or just do what
Yellowstone was a volcano, isn't it?
Do what Futurama does and just send it into space.
Yeah, because that's not going to come back.
But have we spoke about this before, about how much crap there is around the Earth?
No, we haven't, but it is an interesting subject.
Oh, it is unbelievable.
All like the discarded
satellites
there are? It's mad,
thousands.
Isn't it? Yeah.
There's literally no space.
And they wonder why aliens don't want to land it.
They can't get through. That's why.
Just fuck me, that place is covered in rubbish. Yeah. We ain't going there.
I literally, if you're listening to this now, just take a moment just to Google the number of satellites around the Earth.
Space rubbish.
It is unbelievable. You would not believe.
Yeah. It's amazing how many all those discarded satellites and
they're just floating around.
There's so much tech on there that they could probably. I mean, I suppose the process of bringing it back to the UK is harder. Why wouldn't they just
push them out into the
abyss? Put all jets on and then send them out.
Bye bye, get out of our space, and they can just float towards the sun or whatever. And then
it's somebody else's problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Some other alien planet with some.
So bad though. We just You're right though. Aliens do. It was National UFO Day yesterday.
Was it really?
Yeah.
As if.
Side note.
That's a weird thing to have, I suppose. Because especially...
it's National Alien Day tomorrow.
Is it really?
Well, because we're voting for a new Prime Minister.
Oh, God. I thought they got rid of the term UFOs. Unidentified flying objects. I thought it was turned into something different.
It's all a load of crap anyway.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, that's my story, though. That is... So, fungus that is eating plastic, and it's 1 of 4, so sick.
I've got to stop playing with that little thing.
What is it? Oh, the thing that's...
There's a little raw plug on the side and I was just playing with it.
I need to clean the studio devoid of things that you can grab like a child. So let's not knock around. Let's just jump straight into Heroes of the Week, Sam. This Hero of the Week is one of something I would never have expected to happen, but it's giving major generosity vibes. So Marlene Engelhorn, a millennial member of one of the richest families in Austria, is being commended for giving away her inheritance. I'm surprised you didn't have anything to say to that when I told you about it.
I'm waiting.
Okay, you don't want to call her a loser or anything? No. Okay, fair enough.
See how rich she is first.
The heiress... Her...
That's what I said.
It's a woman.
See how rich she is first.
Oh, okay, I thought you said he. The heiress of a big pharma company, BSAF. You heard of it?
No, I haven't.
And who would technically come to inherit the Boehringer Mannheim.
Oh, Boehringer. Yeah, I've heard of BI.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah. has allowed 50 people of the Austrian public to divide and donate her money to various charities and non-profit organisations. Granted, she's not going to be strapped for cash, as she will maintain enough to live off. And
How much is enough to live
from
off?
what she said, it's about 8 million quid. 8 million euros, should I say.
How much does she give away?
But she's given away 25 million euros.
That's a
So
lot.
she's doing her part.
That's a lot of dollar. How old is she?
I actually don't know. I didn't
Is
want to go
she-
into that detail.
No, I'm
So
just thinking
there's
she's
cooler
like-
aspects about her. I
is
mean,
she-
she looks relatively young-ish. I would say
rich,
maybe
mate.
like mid-30s, give or
rich.
take. The process went, so 50 people were selected out of 10,000 over a period of 6 weeks, and the selected few were to determine where her money will go.
Oh, okay. Sorry, at first I thought 50 people got the money.
No. She's not
Like a
giving.
game show.
She's giving the money to these people, and then they're giving it away.
But that'd be more fun, wouldn't it? If it was like a game show.
I suppose it would be. Yeah, that's true. Once the committee was formed, Engelhorn completely withdrew herself and let them get to it. So she didn't want to be a part of where they spend their money. She didn't want to be sort of that over sort of what would it be? I suppose
50 people
Big Brother sort
seems
of
like a lot of chefs. Do you know what I mean?
It is, but you got to think. Wait for it. Wait.
Okay, sorry.
I'll get into it. So after she withdrew herself, and just to get into it, the name of this sort of cohort is called the Good Council of Redistribution. As part
I
of
love
their
finding them names.
Yeah, I love it, mate. I can't get over the names. They're just so good. As part of their induction, let's call it, the 50 people were offered a series of lectures from philosophers and economists to increase their understanding on how this money would actually affect those it goes to. Goes to.
Where's that money goes to?
Basically, making them a think tank, which is smart when you think about it, as it gives them the best sort of outcome. Because they're not personally benefiting from this money, it utilizes a lot of sort of logical aspects that they should know. So a lot of stuff that they might not think about if they're saying, if we're going to give this money away, they might just give it to like a local charity, whereas it could be spent somewhere much better. So the desire for a fairer society, which is what this is, the 50 council members represent Austrian society perfectly in terms of age, income, gender identity, which I'm not going to go there, region meaning...
Okay.
I said I'm not going to go there. Region meaning degree of urbanization, education, employment, migration background, and attitudes towards wealth distribution. They spent 6 weekends examining the distribution of wealth in Austria, and with questions on how 25 million euros from Engelhorn's inheritance are redistributed. The council members were accompanied by a team of 8 moderators, and they were advised by academics and experts from various fields. Basically, what I was talking about before.
This sounds like a lot of effort to spend 25 million.
Nah, it's
Come on.
such a smart thing though. It's such she wanted it to go to the best people it could possibly go to. So you have to go through sort of the best channels, I suppose, if you think about it. In a multi-stage process, this is how they found the actual sort of 10,000 people. First, a company called Foresight applied for a random sample of 10,000 addresses from the Central Register of Residents, where they received a short survey on personal data, so residence, age, origin, etc., via post. So Foresight uses statistical methods to identify 50 people. Basically, this is how they found them. Just to name a few of the organisations that received some of these well-deserved donations. So 2 of them were Austrian Nature Reserve Conservation Associations. Jeez, this is going to get so wordy. The Nerner House, which is a homeless assisting organisation, which were all awarded 1.5 million. 2 political think tanks, the Momentum Institute, which is working on economic solutions for everybody in Austria, I think, possibly the world, I'm not 100% sure. The Attack Austria, which I thought, when I looked at it originally, it literally meant Attack Austria, but it doesn't. It's an acronym for Association, Taxation, Transactions, Action, and the last word that I couldn't read, which is Citoyenne, or Citoyen, which means citizen in Austrian, which is an independent nationwide association which are pursuing international financial market democratic control. Oh, man, I'm so happy I read that bit. But they were awarded £1 million, 300,000 which was donated to an autonomous Austrian women's shelter, 100,000 which was then sent to a nature restoration charity known as the Commune Foundation. But this is just a few of the 77 places that were actually awarded the money.
There's quite a few places got it then.
Yeah, I mean, it's 25 million, so you can easily distribute it up to the lot. There's a lot of wealth benefiting a lot of places, which is great. So if there's any billionaires that are, or millionaires, should I say, that happen, upon us, it's wishful thinking, don't get me wrong. But, a lot of coin can make a big difference. Before this, before the whole process, this is a little comment from Merlin herself. She goes, "We need redistribution of wealth, land, power, and we need this to be transparent and a democratic process. To me, this means wealth taxes, which, you know, when you think of like millionaires and billionaires, obviously not particularly wanting wealth taxes. This surprised me, and it also made me think, oh, it's kind of bad because obviously she's got an inheritance, and this is basically just a big FU to her parents. Thanks, mum and dad, for giving me money, but I don't want it. I'm going to give it away. Screw you." This is like the total opposite of like Trump and stuff. When he goes, "I had
Take it all.
a small donation. What was it? No, a small loan from my dad of $1 million, and now I'm a big businessman." She also went on to say, "A large part of my inherited wealth, which by my birth put me in a position of power that contradicts every democratic principle, has now been redistributed in accordance with democratic values." And I found her on a website called Millionaires for Humanity. So, yeah.
It's very nice.
Boring, I know, because
Just
there's a lot of like
just
political stuff in there.
Just not how I'd spend my millions personally.
Well, of course, it's not how you'd spend your millions. I mean, it's not how I'd spend my millions either, to be honest with you. And for your benefit, because the viewers can't see this is her on the screen in front of you. You don't want to... We're Positive Podcast, remember? You don't want to be
Positive
mean.
Podcast with a bowl cut.
With a bulker. She's doing good stuff, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so Marlene Engelhorn
Honestly,
donating
fair play
£25 million
to
to pretty much the whole of Austria at this point.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do, but I mean, yeah, each to their own.
It is pretty mad.
Good job there is nice people out there, because
Just additionally, this is what
is that
I had.
Is that a breakdown?
This is the breakdown of costs.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I know. So these are the 77 organisations that she actually sent it to. For the listeners at home, I am basically shown a list of pretty much everything that was on all the organisations and stuff. It's all in Austrian, so we can't actually read it.
We can just see the figures, though,
but
right?
just see the figures, like 300,000 to here, 520,000 here, yada yada yada, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes, and then yeah,
I wonder if they asked for like a I don't know, quarterly or a 6 month like
updates on how the money's been spent.
So to show how the money's been spent.
I mean, if they are as good as what they say, I mean, if they've gone through to the process of finding these people, I would assume that they've gone to the same process to find out how well this is doing as well, to be honest with you.
I wonder if they gave themselves any money.
I doubt it.
Well,
I doubt it.
Volunteer for it, you got to get your little bit.
Yeah, but the whole point is you can't be a part of a good cohort by saying, oh yeah, we're going to make some personal gain out of this. Like I said, none of the money was going to them personally. It was being divvied up to these organisations. It's not corrupt. It's the opposite of corruption. It's donating money to all these organisations.
It's what they want you to think.
Okay, fair enough.
Austria is like
mate, you are proper conspiracy depth, aren't you?
Austria is like one of the safe countries as well, isn't it? Though?
Yeah, it's mega safe. And they're also, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if like one of the most richest countries around, to be honest with you. Places like Switzerland,
I was getting
Austria,
mixed up with Switzerland. Yeah, Switzerland's like a tax haven.
Big money places. Yeah. Well, that's I think another thing that she said, something about all that, because Austria is also a tax haven, apparently. They don't have inheritance tax.
I don't think you should.
You don't think you should?
In the UK,
yeah, okay.
With a certain party, they're talking about huge, like 45% inheritance tax.
Really? Oh, this is why
these people get paid.
For the listeners at home, I keep saying this. If your parents have a house, get them to sign it down to your name before they pass away, because then you don't have to pay inheritance tax.
That's a good idea. But it's just like your parents or whoever work and pay their taxes.
Yeah.
They die.
Yeah.
They want to leave you something so you can be stable on your feet.
Yeah.
And you've got to go and pay another 45% or whatever the tax is. That's crazy.
45% is nuts. Let's just take half of the amount of money that you're going to be bestowed. Disgusting. But yeah, so that's my good news story.
That was a good one. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I made it a bit better at the end there, didn't I? Made it. Brought it back around for you.
Back around.
Nice. So onto your hero of the week.
Hero of the week. Her name is Laura Abraham, and she is a young Welsh entrepreneur.
Ooh.
So Laura set up a grown-up school in 2019 to teach young people the important life skills that would help them when they move into adulthood.
Can I go to this school?
I think I don't know.
Financial advice.
Have we discussed this on the podcast or just in the sauna?
It'll be the sauna, because this is the first time I've heard of this.
Because not this, but I mean, like how we said, they need to in schools you should be learning about mortgages and bills and how to do this and banking and this and that. Important things in life that you should really know. Yeah, so we haven't talked about it on the podcast, but we've definitely talked about it outside the sauna and inside the sauna, because it's important stuff to know. Like when Rishi Sunak goes, oh yeah, you need to learn more maths. He missed the trick there. He should have been like, no, maybe we should teach kids like mortgages
economics, basically. But
I get the basics, but then I think if you're gonna use maths in your career,
then yeah.
No, but that's when you follow up in college or university, right?
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, let's not get into that.
Teach kids taxes. I know it's boring, but they need to learn.
They do. Unfortunately, yeah. You know, what's a better microwave, this one or this one? How do you buy a washing machine? What's a good washing machine? What settings do you put the
life
washing machine on?
skills.
Yeah, life skills.
Instead of what is it? Not home economics, because that's the American one.
Doing a food shop online.
Food tech. That's what
it's
it's
better
called.
doing a food shop online, going into the grocery store, looking at different prices, which is a.
Could you imagine the classes? Just like a room full of washing machines and kids putting
Teach
the
you
wash
everything.
on. Kids
What
putting
else-
a load
what
of
else is
whites
there?
in.
What else is there?
What else is there? What stuff that kids should know?
What do you think?
Just think of how much you wish you would have known when you were younger. So when you went to buy your house,
I think about this a lot. Do you know what I think about a lot?
Go on.
Right. I think about when I was 16, I just got my first job.
Yeah.
Why? Obviously, hindsight is an amazing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't I put tenner on Facebook when it just started? Why didn't I put a tenner on Amazon when it just started?
Yeah, but
why didn't I?
That you can't say stocks and shares because obviously that's basically
Yeah,
gambling at the end of the day. And things like cryptocurrency. Oh, why didn't I tell 13-year-old me to go and buy some Bitcoin before it was like $6,000 or whatever it was? But like you said, hindsight is a beautiful gift, which none of us have, unless you're psychic. In which case, it's probably a load of bullshit. It's like,
But what would you tell? I think we've already. Sorry, I keep.
What would you tell younger self?
Yeah, what would you tell your younger self?
Well, no, because I think it was on episode 8 or whatever it was. It was like, what would be a piece of advice that you'd give yourself?
That was fight somebody with cauliflower ear.
Or buy some expensive paint.
Yes.
That was your things. But no.
But what would you tell your younger self? Not
like if you had a time machine and you could go back in time and tell your younger self, if like what you said, if I could tell my younger self something with a time machine, go buy Bitcoin.
Financially.
Yeah. Financially, go and invest money.
Not
100%.
Okay, so purely financially.
You're not allowed to say things like go buy stocks in Tesla or some bullshit.
No, you can say whatever you want.
Okay.
But I'm saying yours would be purely to
financially
gain as opposed
100%, yeah.
Life. Okay.
I wouldn't be sitting there going, 9/11's going to happen this day or Boston bombing's going to happen this day, because what am I going to do about it? I'm a kid. I'm like 12. I can't go to the police officers and go, there's going to be 2 men with a backpack. They're not going to say anything. Whereas if I told myself that I had, go and get mum and dad to put money on Bitcoin, I could be like a trillionaire by then, and I could stop the Boston bombings or some superhero.
I think if you ask
Batman, that shit.
A lot of people, I think 99% would say financial gain.
100%. Yeah. You'd be really silly if you had a time machine, you went back in time and you just gave yourself like a positive chat. Like, oh, you're doing really good, mate. Come on, you keep going with your life.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could go... Okay, yeah. Wouldn't it be cool if you could go back in time with your same brain now...
Be that age.
But be that age again.
100%. I think about this so often.
Go through your life again.
But imagine how...
I wouldn't change that much. I'd only change minor things. Like you said, for financial gain.
How much of a dope kid you'd be, though? You'd be like the coolest kid. You just rock up. You've invested in Bitcoin. You're like the age of 16.
How would you dress?
You've bought yourself a Lamborghini.
How would you dress though? Would you dress now or would you dress younger?
I would probably dress sort of how I dress now, which would then like
you look weird.
Yeah, you'd look so odd.
It's so funny when we talk about it because me and my friend Scott, literally today, right?
Yeah.
Because we went to Zante. It was I can't remember what it was like 16 or 17 years ago.
Okay, lads holiday. Yeah.
Today. And the memory came up on his Facebook and he sent me a load of pictures.
Oh, okay.
And we were talking about what we were dressing in.
Oh, mate.
And so that was the stage where we used to wear cardigans.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong person.
Like, Lionel and Scott polo tops.
Yeah.
All bright coloured.
Mate, do you know what's really sad?
Yeah.
How many years are there between us? I'm 29. 3 years. 4 years.
Fuck.
You forgot how old you were.
When you pass 30, you don't care.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. 5 years isn't that bad, and I have an older brother, so I had an influence. I was gonna say I was wearing Fred Perry cardigans. Cardigans at work.
Cardigans, polo tops, used to straighten my hair.
But if you see Facebook pictures of me, mate, oh my god, you know how you look at yourself and go, "What the fuck was I thinking?" I had a purple cardigan, grey skinny jeans, and some DCs that were rainbow coloured. I was like, I must have been the gayest kid.
But imagine you wearing what you wear now. Back then. People would look at you like, what are you wearing?
Oh, mate, yeah, 100%. They'd be like, oh.
You'd be a trendsetter.
Yeah, exactly. You would stop wearing skinny jeans before skinny jeans became a thing. Yeah. And then they'd be like, yeah, why are you wearing back in jeans for?
I wore skinny jeans quite early on, actually.
I was a skater, so I wore skinny jeans the whole time.
Wait, but you say that, but I was the opposite in terms of, when I was skating, I used to wear really, really baggy ones. What are Wu-Tang? Like Wu-Tang
Oh, really?
jeans. Yeah.
Oh, mate, I can't imagine you.
Because I had
I can only imagine you in like proper
knee pads.
dad trousers.
So I had knee pads on.
Oh, okay, yeah,
skate,
nice. That makes sense.
But yeah,
We've massively.
I've completely lost track
jumped
of
out.
where we're at.
Although saying that, we're pretty good for time.
I've
so-
only just started, haven't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've literally just started, so you might as well jump back into it because everyone's probably forgot what we're talking about.
So, hero of the week again. Laura Abraham, a young Welsh entrepreneur, set up a grown-up school in 2019 to teach young people the important life skills that would help them to move into adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said.
Doing some good stuff, yeah.
Yep. So, since then, the grown-up school has taught tens of thousands of young people worldwide on the important things such as how to look after your money, how to manage your career, well-being, relationships. The list goes on.
Oh, they teach. Oh, okay, so
it's
like relationships and personal stuff. And
I
that
guess,
sort of-
yeah.
Okay.
So Laura is an advocate of the importance of teaching young children the valuable life skills.
Mm-hmm.
And research has shown that 87% of British people don't feel like they were
Adequately. Adequately.
I just can't speak.
That's right.
They weren't prepared. 87% of British people felt like they weren't prepared for life as an adult, saying they weren't taught the life skills they needed before leaving full-time education.
So yeah, literally what we're just talking about. Yeah.
So this is why during COVID, we referenced COVID again.
You brought it
Here
back.
we go again. Laura quit her career in finance, which at the time she was looking after 7.6 billion saving portfolio.
Jeez.
Crazy. To follow her passion, teaching people grown-up skills. Very cool.
A strange passion to have, but I suppose it's a good thing to do. Yeah.
So the Grown Up School is an educational business dedicated to solving this issue, offering 150 plus free online, or what they quote as grown up lessons, school workshops, and a range of multimedia content to teach life skills.
Is there an age cap?
Good question. I didn't see that on the website.
Okay, I'm assuming there would be. If it's for children, I'm guessing like they stop at maybe 18 or something before you go to uni.
I mean, you say that, but I mean, you
should
could leave
really
school and just be in a bit of a pit for 5-10 years, not knowing what you want to do with your life, not knowing these things.
I mean, to be fair, you could be at uni knowing what you want to do, and there's still quite a few people out there that have no idea what's going on tax-wise and economics and that sort of stuff.
One of the things I'll always say in my life, right? So when I left school, I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life.
Mm-hmm.
My mum asked my next door neighbour, who owned a cleaning company, Nick, you know him.
Yeah.
If I could just have a job over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up being there for like 6 or 7 years.
But
it taught me.
Speaking French.
What was that noise?
I don't know. I was about to say, sometimes that's what happens.
But I'll always say, not to sound big-headed or weird in a way, but it's worked out quite well for me now, right? I've got quite a good job.
Yeah, you do.
Went back to university. Probably shout out to the missus because she pushed me to go back.
Go on, Alice.
But like I said, going there taught me so many skills in terms of working for a start. Just literally getting up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. The graft, the long days. No, just that mentality, right?
To be fair, you're working
because
for a cleaning company.
When I went to university later on in life, then one of my first jobs in like lab, you get school leavers or university leavers, just lazy.
Yeah.
No common sense.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just loads of things that they lacked, which I felt like I picked up quite well. Just like
working from
basic communication, working in a team, just basic skills, like soft skills, which have really helped me in my career, which I felt a lot of people like. Anyway, so we're getting sidetracked again, but we're saying about cats.
Yeah, it's a good sidetrack.
So over 5 books have been published to support these items and mentioned the items mentioned above. Furthermore, the organisation supports schools by hosting workshops. So it includes a teacher, like an award-winning educator, going into a school, giving these workshops, and all the resources are provided, and there's no cost to the school.
Yeah, so
that's perfect.
It beats those like Instagram and TikTok courses that you can go on that are going to cost you like 15 grand.
They're a thing.
Yeah, they're a thing. Oh, we can teach you how to run a business. It's going to cost you 15 grand if you want to join. I'm like, okay, no, I'm all right, thanks. I'll leave the business alone.
I find, okay, this is going to sound quite controversial.
Controversial.
Maybe.
We're really jumping into.
So when I see like senior, I don't know, business lecturers and stuff like that, marketing lecturers, in like universities, I think if you're so good at your thing, why aren't you running a company or working in that environment and earning them big money?
Why
are you teaching people something which you should be doing to make big money anyway? University.
Do you want to know why?
Go on.
I've finally been able to bring it back to a movie. You know the old Jack Black, School of Rock?
Yeah.
Those who can't do, teach. Those who don't teach or can't teach PE.
Do you know I got called as a PE teacher?
Did you? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
one
at
bit.
nursery, they thought I was a PE teacher. I dropped Roop off, and I can't. One day they asked me, they're like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "Well, I actually said I worked in pharmaceuticals." And they're like, "Oh, finance." I was like, "That's not what I said." But I just went with it anyway. And they're like, "Oh, that's boring." I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, we all thought you were a PE teacher."
Yeah, it's because you wear your zip ups, the old what do we call them? Fleeces.
Yeah, it's 8:30 in the morning. I ain't going to be wearing a full suit. I work from home. I live in my trackies.
That's true. It's nice fleece, yeah.
Hey, what, you're talking about this one?
Yeah.
This is a running top.
It's such a PE teacher.
But I'll sidetrack again. This story is dragged on for about 15, 20 minutes.
This is the thing I love about podcasts.
So how do students benefit from this? So they gain skills. So like I said, students gain hands-on practical finance skills, life skills. They meet role models. So they're given the opportunity to meet professionals. Mm-hmm. They explore career paths. So they're being able to explore various career paths and understand the financial implications of different career paths.
That's probably
which
the
is
best
a
outcome.
really good outcome, I think.
Yeah.
They have fun. So they can engage in high energy, entertaining and memorable sessions.
Yeah.
Independent living. So students can receive valuable insights on the cost of independent living, helping them prepare for the future. And then personal finance. So again, they learn around finances.
Savings. That's what's up.
As I said, to date, Laura has taught life skills in schools to thousands of young people in the highest areas of poverty in the UK, which is probably an even more important aspect of it. And now she's reaching a global audience, creating an open access online resource that aims to help everyone to feel more prepared in growing up life.
That's good.
So Laura's, all of this has been recognised by loads of award bodies in like technical like awards and stuff like that. She's
Okay.
won.
Yeah.
But yeah, so her website is thegrownupschool.com. If you want to go and check it out, have a look. It's a very interesting website, to say the least.
I'm gonna try and learn some stuff as well.
It's
Becca's
good. And
Becca's the one that deals with a lot of finances stuff.
Yeah, I always say to Alice, I'm like, please, can you look after my money? Because I'm so bad for it.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, I bought a comic book again. So Deadpool one is pretty cool. But yeah, I just like the occasional impulse buy. I get a paycheck and I'm like, oh, I'll put most of this in savings. I'll try. And then I'll treat myself.
Slowly eat away. Like.
Yeah, dipping away at it.
Next thing, look.
That's right.
No. 2 weeks into the
meal
month,
deal don't
like,
matter.
Shit, when's
300 quid's worth of meal deals later, and you're like, oh, what? What have we done?
Soon adds up.
Just for Becca, because she'll listen to this, I don't spend 300 quid on meal deals anymore, I swear.
He's literally got, is that a chicken and sweet corn?
Shut up, no. I haven't had dinner today, leave me alone. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's pretty sick, though. I'm 100% going to look that up, because
it's very good.
That sounds awesome.
Right, on to, wow, that's good to know.
Whoa.
The favourite part of the segment.
Wait.
Okay.
Favourite part of the segment? Favourite part of the show?
Number 1.
Okay.
In Switzerland, it is illegal to own just one guinea pig.
What? I'm not going to tell you to F off for this one.
No, because...
I felt so bad last time.
This one's got a good backstory, because obviously they get lonely.
Yeah, okay,
so you have to own two,
fair enough.
at least 2.
But it's illegal. Did you look up like anything else on it? Like, what's the recompense for
I
only
didn't
buying one?
Imagine. Death penalty.
Whoa!
7% of American adults believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
No way.
I mean, let's be honest, we don't need to go into that because we. Yeah.
I did trick a girl to think that corned beef grows on trees at one point.
Corned beef?
Yeah,
it's in the name.
No. I didn't trick her fully. She goes, I'm 95% sure that corned beef grows on trees. And then I just follow it up with so you're 5% sure that corned beef grows on trees?
It grows in a tin.
That doesn't grow.
It grows in a tin.
Oh, it does grow, technically. But yeah. Right, sorry. Fact number 3.
Recycling just one tin can save enough energy to watch television for 3 hours. For real? So recycle, people.
I love it. I'm the environment thing, so yeah.
Environment thing.
Love it.
This one's a good one, and I'd like people to try this at home.
They're all good ones.
Oh, sorry, I just get in the moment.
This
was a good one. So I invite people to try this at home and tell me if it's real. This goes out to Not So Funny Jack. Let us know. An apple, potato, and onion all taste the same if you eat them with your nose plugged. Yeah, that makes sense because most of your taste comes from your smell receptors. Yeah. Have you heard the thing about if you put onions in your wellies, your breath will smell like onions?
No.
Yeah, That's the thing as well.
I did hear a weird fact.
Bonus fact.
I heard. Oh, okay. Yeah, go on.
That was it.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were. I've got a bonus fact.
Go on.
I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. But apparently, if you hold in farts, it's weird. They travel back up. And
you burp.
No, you don't burp. But apparently, that could be a reason as to why some people's breath smells really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
When I first, you might be the same. When I first met Alice, and I used to go to her house,
Yeah.
holding in the farts, I'd get in my car, and I'd like, literally the whole way home, my car would stink. Right, and then finally, during your lifetime, this is the annoying one for me, right? Because I think about this every morning and every night.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not what you think it is. During your lifetime, you will spend around 79 days brushing your teeth. I get so annoyed about brushing my teeth. Right. Obviously, you need to do it.
Depends how good you are at brushing your teeth.
I mean, you don't have. It's not a skill, is it?
I mean, my dad's got like 3 teeth left in his mouth.
Well, it's not going to take him as long, is it?
One of them's made of gold, so.
I'm going to rob him. The price of gold's good.
The
price of gold's high at the moment.
I would love to see you try and rob my dad. That'd be jokes.
Well, he does try and undo my shoelaces. So next time, I'll just give him a little yeet. Just give him a little yeet. Knock it out, grab it, bolt. Sorry, Carl. I'm sure he's not listening.
No.
But I think about this I get really annoyed about brushing my teeth. Like every morning, I'm like, here I am again, brushing my teeth.
You're annoyed at it. It's a daily routine.
Go to bed. Here I am again, brushing my teeth.
Do you get annoyed at eating breakfast as well?
No, I don't really eat breakfast that much.
Oh, mate.
Which I'm going to need to because I've got my marathon plan
soon,
on another side note. I booked my marathon, Chelmsford, in 13th of October.
Be there, be square.
Be square. And
don't be there.
I've reached out to a friend of mine who works at a printing shop, and I'm going to get a vest made. Our podcast stuff on it, hopefully.
Do you need me to do all that for you, or is he going to do that for us?
What, design it?
Yeah.
I was going to actually speak to you about that.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
We'll take it offline.
After
don't you worry.
After the pod, mate. After the pod.
And I thought I need to start eating breakfast, so yeah, because I developed my plan.
You do.
Which starts on the week commencing the 22nd of July.
Fair enough.
It's a 12-week plan.
Okay. I have a bonus fact for you, or are you done with your facts? Sorry.
I'm done, yes.
Not to steal the limelight or anything, and I don't know if this fact is 100% true, because this is what I was talking to you about the sauna, about the words thing. So the reason...
I love how we talk about so much in the sauna.
Mate, yeah, it's
like
the perfect place.
Think box, right?
Yeah, it is. I do feel bad for some people that come in there like, oh, mate, these people need to shut up.
Well, they don't play no music, so they stop the music.
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah. They played for like twice.
Yeah.
So this fact is so the reason as to why UK and American words are spelt differently, which are the same word, things like colour, collection, I think, apparently are something to do with the price.
Digitize.
No. Is that a word?
It's just with a Z.
I don't know why they use Z more than S. I suppose it's because it's
so annoying because my laptop converts everything to
what's the word?
Z.
New phonics. Because apparently back in olden times, when they sent letters, they had to... I use that instead of using the word back a day.
Back a day?
They were charged per letter when they typed a letter or sent a letter or something along those lines. So they reduced the amount of letters that were unnecessary. So the word collecting only has one L, I think. So they got rid of an L. The word colour, only obviously C-O-L-O-R. In the UK, it's C-O-L-O-U-R. They got rid of that as well because they didn't really think they needed it. The only thing is, I will say, I don't know if it's 100% true, because when I looked it up, there's quite a lot of stuff about British words coming from German, Latin, that sort of stuff. So I don't know.
It'd be more believable if that was a more recent thing.
Would you?
Hear me out.
Yeah, okay.
They get charged by the letter.
Yeah.
On a bit of paper.
Yeah. I mean,
all right, who's going to count the letters? If you've got an A4 bit of paper, you've got an A4 bit of paper no matter how many letters on it. But
okay.
A Nokia 3310.
Yeah.
You can only type a certain amount of letters on that bad boy.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I think it was like 200 or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot.
Did you get charged
more purpose
per word, per text?
No, you don't. But you have. You might have done limited characters.
When you had no, not limited characters. When you had credit on your phone.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm pretty sure you used to get charged per text.
Well, even though you need to get as much information out.
Yeah.
That's not like these days. These kids are spoiled rotten.
Yeah, no, they're lucky.
You could write
paragraphs, mate.
You could write paragraphs and
WhatsApp
paragraphs.
free.
Voice notes.
Yeah.
No. And it's easy to get to an A or a Z. We have to press it 4 times to get to a Z. Yeah, so they don't know how to live.
I remember that. That's horrible.
So it's more likely that they have to reduce the... If you told me that, I'd be more believable.
Okay.
Sorry to shit on your facts.
No. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't know if it's 100% true, but at the same time, you got to think. Although then again, I suppose you're paying for a service. I was about to say you pay per letter on gravestones and stuff, but again, you're paying for some poor guy to chisel.
And it's like a block with like limited space.
It's
different to an A4 bit of paper.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
if you're sending an A4 bit of paper.
That's massively different. Yeah, okay. But yeah, no, that's my little additional, we'll call it bonus facts.
Thanks.
Bonus facts. Sorry, I don't want to ruin your segment.
No, you're all good, mate.
That's not my territory, mate. I'm sorry.
Step away.
I will. I'm
Step
sorry.
fucking way.
I'll jump into my segment, which is the funny stories. Hey, or should I say fun stories? Because this isn't necessarily funny.
Have you thought about a
theme tune? Nah, not really. I think I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to jump straight into it and be really loud and obnoxious.
Standard.
So standard. Who says calls me autistic one time, calls me loud and obnoxious the other? I can't win. So my funny story is it's less controversial than the priest that gambles, but it seems a little bit odd to me. But I can't say too much about it because I don't want to get in trouble.
So why are you saying it then?
I will leave it up to your interpretation, as it's a new sport taken over TikTok. It's called hobby horsing. And like I said to you about the gym, I asked you if you've heard of it before, and you said you haven't.
TikTok. They should just ban TikTok.
Yeah, they should. Or America trying.
Are they?
America trying.
Well, it's because it's owned by China, right?
Yeah, I think so. So it's popular in Finland, but now spreading across the world. The sport involves riding a wooden stick with one end of this stick decorated to look like a pony or a horse.
We have them anyway.
Yeah, I know. But they're these like professional ones.
Professional, right?
Professional hobby horsing sticks.
They used to do like...
Or hobby horses.
At uni, they used to have like Quidditch and stuff.
Well, so this is what I was to say. So I'm not against people doing what they enjoy. And it's sort of like you just said, people playing real life Quidditch.
Yeah, they run around on broomsticks.
So it's basically a make-believe sport.
Yeah, each for your own.
So the contestants or riders competing in trotting, galloping and cantering around a ring and even jumping over 3 feet high jumps. Looking at some of the images, they look a bit higher than that. So fair play to him. It's a bit athletic if you think about it, whilst gripping the reins of a fake horse. In the UK, the British Show Pony Society have announced the plan to embrace this hobby horse craze by introducing a contest to win £300 for the winner. So there's,
Yeah, I bet all their pronouns are they there as well.
Taking shots already. This is why I said it's going to get controversial. So if you fancy making some money, £300, get on your horse, mate.
Get on your horse, mate.
Get on your horse, mate.
That's what it should be called. That's what it should be called.
Get on your
horse, mate.
It's also it also must be really serious in Finland, as they have just had their championships where 260 riders from 22 countries, mostly girls between the age of 20, have started to compete. Or no, they've just competed, obviously. There's a lot of controversy surrounding this.
But
from the bullying that they get from the bullying.
Oh, is that all it is it?
Basically, yeah. So, like you just said,
jokes aside, I know I made the joke. But jokes aside, I like quirky stuff like this. Like
it is,
quirky sport.
Like I said,
why not?
Comparing it to the Quidditch thing, it's something that they're going to do. It's up to them. It's it shouldn't be up to people's interpretation or other people's interpretation. Even though I said that to you, it's you do your thing. But it's weird because a lot of people are saying it's not a sport, which
Does it have to wear different shoes? That's how you define a sport, right? You have to wear, yeah. You have to. So,
what shoes do you have to wear for darts?
That's not a sport.
Is it? It is a sport, though, isn't it?
No, it's not.
I thought darts is a sport.
Can't be.
We're just getting hate from everyone now. Darts and hobby horses. Sorry, everybody. I mean, for you, I got you some image references. So here you go. I don't know if you can see them. I'll get them up on screen really big.
Oh, I thought it was a bird.
No, so this
when
is...
I say bird, I mean like an
actual bird with wings and stuff. No, yeah, so these are some hobby horses down here.
Jeez,
so
look how high they're jumping.
Yeah, no, so this is what I said. So that's not 3 feet. That is way bigger than 3 feet. For the listeners at home, I'll add... I mean, I probably won't make a post about
You've been very visual today.
Yeah, I mean,
it's great for a podcast when people can't see.
I like to give you some visual representation so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
When we get video, we'll be able to have it like...
Yes. Oh, mate, imagine.
We'll have to hire somebody... not so funny Jack, he could do it. He'd enjoy it.
What, do
Who sits in the corner and then has a laptop and we're like, oh Jack, just Google this for us and chuck up on the screen.
We need a third member.
Third
member
chuck
to do research
screen
for us.
And then we can put it onto the actual. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I should have said this last week. The book that we bought for Noah,
and we could call it
Background
Not
Bob,
So Funny Jack Corner.
Not so, have him a little
corner,
a little dunce cap on him,
and then we'll have a camera face on him as well. Hey, that's such a good idea.
He'd hate that. He'd absolutely hate being a video.
But it'd be funny.
It would be funny. But yeah, no, I wanted to say last week about the Background Bob book. Yeah. It was about to do with that, basically. So if we do have an actual studio, what I'd like to do is have sort of cool stuff in the background that we might have acquired.
Pokemon.
No.
Oh.
Unless it's to do with
everything,
charity.
Everything has to be relatable to our stories.
Yeah, exactly.
As we go further and further, we get more and more stuff related to our stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Background Bob picture.
Yeah.
A horse.
A hobby horse. A hobby horse in the corner. Yeah. I mean, hopefully we'd be like quite a few more episodes in and have some cool stuff to go up there anyway. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say last week, but I forgot to. But just look at these like jumps, mate.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. For the people that can't see it, is pretty impressive.
And to be able to hold on to this little horse whilst like sort of trotting around, I should have got a video for you. Actually, it would have been better if you'd see it. But yeah, so that's my funny story. It's not really a funny story.
It's just like an interesting story.
It's just an interesting thing that I found. To be honest with you, it should just be more. It shouldn't be called funny stories. It should be interesting things Beeves found from around the world.
Yeah. A good one.
Yeah, I like it.
Good one.
Good one, mate.
Radio, should we call it? Episode 10. Episode 10 is done.
10,
crazy. Next week it'll be episode 11. Legs 11.
Bingo!
That's us for another week. Thank you all for listening. If you randomly come across us, don't gatekeep us. We want to get the good news spread far and wide as far as possible. So like, subscribe, follow, leave us a review, leave us a comment. It all helps us grow.
It does. You can find our socials on TikTok and Instagram, where you can hear some snippets and see some posts on a couple of the stories if you fancy a recap, maybe even some bloopers, at KTGGTKpod.
You can also drop us an email, KTGGTKpod@outlook.com. Get in touch with your happy stories, and let's hope we can read it out on another episode.
Well, hey, catch us again next Monday with another boost of the good stuff to make you smile.
Stay positive.
Stay positive. Hey!
Whoop, whoop.